Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss a subtopic from cultural contribution of Vijayanagara Empire. Here we are going to discuss economic status. Already we discussed about social status. Yes, now we are going to discuss economic status in that agriculture was the main occupation. See, agriculture now also it is considered, or now also it is we are getting lot of profit from the agriculture only. Agriculture is the backbone of our India. Now also seeing that when the king was ruling in our India, at that time also they were given more importance for agriculture. Then they used to grow that few crops. Those are rice, maize, sugarcane and cotton crops were the major crops they used to grow here. Vijayanagara Empire, in the Vijayanagara Empire times, farmers they used to grow these kinds of the crops. Then kings of Vijayanagara encouraged agricultural activities. They encourage for agricultural activities through constructing or through building uh, tanks and wells. By this, they are supported for water connections to the farmers to grow well kind of crops. See, then next they had trade links with other country also. See children here, they had a trade contact with other country. What are the export it's going to be done and what are the imports things are going to be import in our India in the Vijayanagara period. About that we are discussing now. Children, Vijayanagara Empire had a trade contact with other country also. Which are the things that it's going to export to that other country? Those are here: rice, cotton, cloths, iron, diamonds, sugar, musk, sandal, and spices were exported. And which are the things it is imported? Imported means we are taking from other country. Those are horse, silk cloths, makmal cloths were imported. These things, three to four things are going to be import. Horse, silk cloths, makmal cloths were imported. Then Vijayanagara was the international business center for diamonds. Vijayanagara was famous for international business, and those international business center business center it is which is the international business center is there in our Vijayanagara Empire. No, the things are it is going to be seen in the market. That is diamonds. Clothes weaving was the important industry. Cloth weaving it was an important industry in our India. Then some of the ports were there. By that ports they used to send the things to other country. Those ports names are Bhatkal, Honnavara, Mangaluru were the important ports. Golden coins were used, or golden coins were in use, and pictures of gods and goddesses were attached on these coins. Means on the coins we are going to see that golden coins already it is they are using in the form of currency, and for that coins god and goddesses images they were attached on that, means they were engraved on that. So this is about economic condition of Vijayanagara Empire. Now we are going to discuss about literary or literature in Kannada Sahitya. Children, now we are going to discuss about literature. During the reign of Vijayanagara literature of Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada literature developed immensely. Immensely means more. Telugu, Kannada, and Sanskrit language it was grown more. It was immensely. It was grown. Then Vidyaranya wrote two books. That is Shankara Vijaya and Sarva Darshana Sangraha. Sarva Darshana Sangraha Shankara Vijaya. These two books it was written by Vidyaranya and his brother was there. Sayanacharya was also written a books called Vedartha Prakasha, Ayurveda Sudhanidhi. These two books, Vedartha Prakasha, Ayurveda Sudhanidhi, these two books it was written by Sayanacharya. Kings and their family members also created sufficient literature. They also created sufficient literature. For that, Ganga Devi was example is there. Ganga Devi was written a book that is Madhura Vijayam. Then Prouda Devaraya also was written a drama called Sudhanidhi. Then Krishna Devaraya wrote Jambavati Kalyana, Madalasa Charitam, Rasamanjari. These three, the literary work it was done by Krishna Devaraya. Then Kumaravasas Gadugina Bharata, Ratnakra Varani's Bharatesh Vaibhava, Chamarasas Prabhulinga Lile were significant literary works in Kannada. Lakkanas Shiva Tattva Chintamani, Bhima poets, Basava Purana were the contributions to the Veerashaivism or the Veerashaiva literature. Then next, Krishna Devaraya encouraged Telugu literature. Because of this, he got the title called Andhra Bhoja. He himself was a poet and he wrote Amukta Maulyada in Telugu. See children here, Vijayanagara kingdom's famous king was Krishna Devaraya. He was ruled Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh also, and he was given more importance to the develop Andhra Pradesh in his period, and even he was supported for that literary time to encourage for the literature. He was supported for that's what he was got it Andhra Bhojam a title, and even though he was written his own book that is Amukta Maulyada in Telugu. Then there were eight famous scholars called Ashtadigajas. There were eight famous Ashtadigajas were there in the kingdom of Krishna Devaraya. Those are those are we are Ashtadigajas in the kingdom and such as Allasani Pradana, Nandi Timmana, Srinatha, Pingali Suranna, Tenali Ramakrishna, and others. So these were the peoples patronized by the Krishna Deva in his kingdom as Ashtadigajas. Then children, now we are going to discuss about Vijayanagara kingdom's religious harmony. Kings of Vijayanagara kingdom were great followers of religious tolerance. They built a mosque in their capital. See, children, religious harmonious. It was their more religious tolerance. It was their religious harmony. They did not meditate any kind of differentiation among the subjects. Subjects means here people of Vijayanagara kingdom. They were given more importance for all the religions. They were treated as equal. They didn't meditate any kind of differentiations. They built a mosque in their capital. Means Dargah they were constructed in their capital. The Shravan Belogola inscription of 1368 CE tells us that Bukkaraya solved difference of opinions between Jains and Vaishnavas. See, there were conflict it was raised. That conflict it was solved by Bukkaraya. Bukkaraya was a king of this Vijayanagara empire. In the year 1368, he was engraved an inscription in Shravanabelagola. That inscription gives information how they were given equal priority for all the religion. By solving that Vaishnavas and Jainas conflict, we are coming to know that. Then Barbosa was visited Vijayanagara during the reign of this Krishna Devaraya. Stated that any Christian, Jew, Muslim, Hindu, or person of any religion can live happily in Vijayanagara kingdom, because these kings respect all. See, in Vijayanagara kingdom, especially in the period of Krishna Devaraya, Barbosa, a foreign traveler, visited to his kingdom, and he was with seeing the city or with seeing the kingdom, he was given words. Those are here: Jews also there, Christians, Muslims, Hindus. These all the religion peoples they were there, but they were not made any kind of differentiations. They all are treated equally, because these kings respect all. They are respecting all the religion and religion peoples also. So dear children, it is today's class reference video, so kindly follow it. Wherever you are getting the problem concept, if you are not understood word, you are not understood, ask in the class. Thank you. Bye.